courtesy of Darth Tenebris, my brother from the outer folds of space. We will say a few things about what is known as borderline personality disorder. What this is are unstable emotions that are acted upon out of context. Everyone experiences this because we live in a world with good and bad. Bad things disrupt our emotions, but whether we act on those emotions can only be treated by a rebuilding of the will. This is also much lesser known as the Darth Vader syndrome. I experienced Darth Vader syndrome myself during my Saturn of return some years ago. So the reforging of my identity as it was taking place, I was explosive in all the wrong ways, many times. So the reason why I say this is a rebuilding of the will is because we are now giving our bodies audible instruction. This process is already involuntary, automatic, autonomous, but now we have to take the I in off and just make the auto suggestion voluntary, consistent, deliberate, intentional. It has to be agenda-driven instruction. The more repetitive, the more effective. This is programming. And just like Darth Vader from the Star Wars franchise, we can become emotional volcanoes that erupt at all the wrong times if we don't process things like loss correctly. Sometimes failing to embrace a deceased loved one in their deeper existence, in their transition, that can create an unmended void that resides deep in a person's psyche. It'll be like a hole that they can't fill. Even though the person moved on, they're in a better place if that's what they believe, or just in an expansive reality if that's what they believe. But see, even in that instance, what one believes has its bearing on the emotional construct of the person. So what we do here a lot of times is this chorusing indictment that reads, "You are not in control." And we can respond in two ways to this. We can accept that and sell our souls to the winds of fate, or we could dedicate our lives to proving that we are in control and will be in control. Self-control is not just an ability. It's really a responsibility. See, it's a matter of just really stationing a guard at the inner gate as well as the outer gate of yourself. The outer gate is the impressions we receive. The inner gate is the impressions we act on. So there has to be another artificially generated gate guard to stand there until he's permanent. The reason why borderline personality disorder is hard to treat is because it can't be done from the outside. There is no CAT scan that takes images of your thoughts. We have to do that part ourselves. This is one of the services I offer. This is not to be confused with identity disorders. That deals with emotional instability exclusively. Identity disorders, on the other hand, deal with different characters and not so much emotionality as there is a different construct of belief. But words, in this instance, dealing with borderline personality disorder, words control emotions. Repeated words. And the reason why I say words is because words, they get acted on. They activate the artificially generated inner gate guard between your feelings and your behavior. So any form of extremism, that can make the emotions unstable. Any loss, any pain, that can make the emotions unstable. So now, to get at the very root, we must choose an emotion. And that's right, to choose an emotion. And then we're going to have a little contest. Let's see who can fake the new emotion the longest. Now, the audacity of this is just enough to begin stabilizing the emotions immediately. Just the audacity of such an endeavor. The mere considering of this begins to stabilize the emotions. Sometimes I myself have to repeat this process several times a day. I have to choose to be more upbeat than I actually feel at times, just to make sure that I keep performing at optimal efficiency. But you can only practice for so long before you start getting better at it. At first, the voice telling you to quit might be way stronger. But if you stop feeding that wolf It will be skin and bones in about 3 weeks. Mind you, I am not a licensed medical professional. I'm not a licensed medical professional, which is why I'm suggesting a form of treatment that involves nothing but the patient. And as a citizen, I come across information where licensed psychiatrists are saying, we don't know how to treat this one yet. So these are just suggestions. And there could be possibly an increasing number of untreatable or what is deemed not yet treatable mental illnesses pouring into mankind daily. Look at the times we're in. Look at the events in the past recent years. Look at the kind of traumas that these things can cause. So one form of programming for this is Sigma programming. And here I am. Shout out to Darth Tenebris for the request, and for any serious students of Kabbalah, be sure to check him out. Darth Tenebris. Subscribe to his half of the universe. His name's in the comments in my most recent videos. Super T Sigma, protection from the crown down. Peace.